All right, folks, got the brand new Hart 1/2 inch hard hitting 350 foot-pounds of max fastening torque. All right, not breakaway, 1/2 inch impact wrench. All right, let's open this sucker up. We'll talk about it more. This is the HPIW01, part of their 20-volt system that has grown tremendously. Close to, actually, I want to say, yeah, close to around 75, 80 tools already. Don't forget about their 40-volt platform as well. 3-year warranty, as you are well aware of. This is the tool only. I believe this only comes tool only right now. Not sure if they're going to have it in a kit. What they seem to be doing is a lot of bare tools, and they kind of want you to pick the starter kit that you want, either the 4 amp hour or the 2 amp hour. All right. But let's crack her open and we'll take a little bit of a closer look. All right, guys, so here it is out of the box. All right, this is the 1/2 inch. Okay, they also have a 3/8 impact wrench. I already reviewed that. I was very, very surprised at not only the performance of the 3/8 Hart impact wrench, but also the construction and overall feel of it. Just a real nice, compact, lightweight 3/8 impact wrench. That's $79 MSRP. All right, so no clearance sales, no, anything. MSRP $79. Really tough to kind of find an impact wrench for $79 out there that performs as well as that 3/8 Hart did. I want to say it has 220 foot-pounds of torque. And as a matter of fact, here is a little comparison. All right, so obviously your 1/2 inch is going to be a little bit bigger. All right, but the 3/8 is just so comfortable. Love the grip on these Harts. They're just again, if you like the Ryobi tools, you're gonna like these Harts. I think you'll like these better. Not saying that they perform any better. Obviously the Ryobi platform is much, much bigger. This is new, just came out within the last year. But the post batteries are a big turnoff to me, especially when you're trying to store them, stack them. Just a pain. And to not have to deal with that with these Harts, you're getting a Ryobi tool, quality wise, all right, performance wise, and word of mouth. I mean, Ryobi's been out for 10 years. All right, they make some really good products for the DIY. All right, they're not professional grade, of course, but really impressed with the 3/8. And again, I think this does 220 foot-pounds of torque. We had no problem doing 175 with this. Now this has up to 350 foot-pounds of fastening torque. And again, this isn't really that big. All right, the grip is not as comfortable as the 3/8, only because obviously it's a lighter, more compact impact wrench, but very comfortable. And I actually thought this was going to look like the old Rigid, right? Or the old Ryobi I think 160. Nothing like it. It's much, much smaller. And remember, the P160 from Ryobi only had 200 foot-pounds of nut busting torque. You're talking 350 of fastening. That seems like a lot. So if it's doing 350 fastening, 400 pounds nut busting, definitely a possibility, but we're going to have to test that at some point. But just an overall review. Like I said, let me put a battery on her. This is kind of a last second video because I got to do an oil change here. Wow. I'll tell you, it's very light. Now I got a 2 amp hour battery on it. Again, with an impact wrench, you want to use the biggest battery you kind of have that makes sense. All right. You're not going to use a 12 amp hour battery, but you know, a 4, a 5, if you're in Milwaukee's platform, DeWalt's using some of those CP21700 batteries, you know, makes sense. But the 4 amp hour battery is what they recommend with this. But we're going to see what we can do with it too, because a lot of you guys don't have the 4. All right. All right, guys, real quick, just going over the anvil, obviously 1/2 inch, as you can see, very similar to the rigid. All right, it's probably a 1/10 of an inch longer than your average power tool anvil. You know, works fine. All right, you got the nice Kung Fu grip here, very similar to the rigid. I think that's what rigid calls theirs, or the hex grip or something. Again, you got these nice ridges in the back of the handle here. Just comfortable. You know, again, this is for the DIY user. So they kind of want to make it as comfortable as possible. You got a lot of rubber in the back. All right, these rubber overmolds, the whole entire back. Okay, so you don't have anything to worry about if it falls this way. Now, if you lay it down this way, little surprised you don't have a little strip of overmold here. Not that it's a big deal, but besides that, you know, you guys know their patented blue and white coloring, different from when they were over at Home Depot when they were black and red. You got a 10-second delay on the light that's on the bottom. All right. Besides that, I mean, very lightweight for something that's, you know, sporting 400 foot-pounds. Here's the rigid mid-torque. All right, I don't have a battery on it, but I do have one here. This might be the busted one. Yeah, this is the busted EJM. Probably the 4th rigid battery that has busted on me. But let's get it right about right there. All right, so almost the same length. As you can see, the rigid is much wider. Okay, now this is a 21700 battery. But this thing weighs, okay, I want to say at least 30 to 35% more than this Hart, okay? So if you're looking for a lightweight, and I will weigh both of these at the end of this video, and I'll add it in. But I'm telling you, if you're looking for a mid-torque, come 5, 6, 7 years ago, this would actually be labeled a high-torque impact wrench, all right? But, you know, something that's around $110, bare tool, all right? That's lightweight and sporting some pretty spiffy torque numbers here. Let's see if we can see 3,200 IPM, okay? Pretty spiffy there, and 2,900 RPM, all right? So, a pretty solid little impact. All right, I believe the 1/2 inch also has 3,200, or the 3/8, excuse me. No, it does have 3,400 and 2,700. Okay, and this thing, I tell you, man, for $79, man. All right, so if you don't need the 1/2 inch and you don't need all this torque, you're gonna save I think $79, and I think this is 110. All right, I think 109. All right, so a $40 difference. Okay, and again, this isn't heavy, but you'd much rather use their 3/8 if you don't need, you know, if you're just using this impact wrench, guys, to remove lug nuts, you know, minor automotive brakes, stuff like that, maybe rotate the tires and stuff like that, oil changes, you know, stuff like that. Not that you need an impact wrench for an oil change, but, you know, your normal maintenance, you really don't need 400 foot-pounds, okay? So just, you know, to use this, and it does everything you need it to do, not only you're saving money, but a much more comfortable little tool to use. But, man, for a 1/2 inch, This is very, very nice. All right, let's see her in action. I tell you, I like it. I really like it. Can't see here, guys. That's it. All right, so we saw it with some automotive type stuff, right? Removing some lug nuts, you know, using it to lift a jack, a scissor jack. I'll tell you though, like I said, with these Harts being white, you know, they're gonna get dirty quick. All right, we're gonna move over to some lag bolts. Now, this is probably what you're gonna be wanting to use something like this on. All right, technically it's not called a mid-torque, but obviously spec-wise, you can put it into that genre if you want. But we're gonna see if it can do this big bad boy. It might take some time, but if it's able to do this, again, sink in your normal supposed lag bolts for an impact wrench this size, you'll have no issues at all if it can sink this bad boy. All right, let's see what she can do. And again, this is all with a 2. And the reason I want to use the 2 is because that's what most people have. All right, you don't get the 4 unless you're going to buy it bare bones, or if you buy certain kits. And I really think there's just one kit that includes that 4 amp hour battery, and that's that circular saw kit. But let's see it in action. All right, 9/16 socket with a 5.5 inch lag bolt. We got a dead battery, boys. No way to know. All right, fully charged now. Let's continue. All right, no problem. Now we're going to go over to the big boy. All right, the monster. We're using a 3/4 socket. Tecton, all rusted junk. All right, let's see if this Hart 1/2 inch, actually, with this sucker, we're going to use the 4. give it a little bit more pop. And I'll tell you, it's still very light. Man, super light. You know, like I said, guys, it's a solid impact. You know, am I going to tell you it's, you know, worth $119 when there's some other ones out there with selectors and stuff like that? I don't know, but if you're in the Hart platform and you got a couple batteries already, and you know, this goes down to, you know, the 3/8 is $79. I really, really recommend that one. But if you want something with a little bit more power, you want a 1/2-inch anvil, you know, if it can sink this slag and it's lightweight, you know, you're gonna have enough power. All right, here we go. Let's see. Did it really? No problem. I'll tell you, and I love the grip on them too. Very slim, very nice. And with the 4, you do have a indicator. All right. All right, folks. So all in all, guys, you know, for a pretty small, compact impact wrench, you know, 400 foot-pounds with this. And again, for the DIY guy, you know, that's going to be more than enough power. But I love the 3/8. I think that'll do pretty much anything the homeowner needs to do. You know, you got 220. This has 400. Obviously, it's a little bit bigger, but even with the 4, it's pretty light. And again, I thought this would be more of the size of the, you know, Gen 1 rigid brushed impact wrench, or I think it's the P160, that old Ryobi version. And to be honest with you, this has more torque than both the Gen 1 and the Gen 2 Ryobi. All right, now the Gen 2 Ryobi has a selector, I believe. I'm pretty sure up top here. But that one's not doing, you know, 400 foot-pounds or more. You know, I think it says 350 fastening with this Hart. So 450. And you saw, you know, this is not a small lag here. So all in all, guys, you know, for $110, $120, I think it's a great impact wrench. We'll catch you. Flip.